Hello. Welcome back to another
The Latin Minute! Cochinos!
Everybody, welcome back, and thank you for joining us today for some fun. But before we get started, don't forget to levántate y ponte a limpiar.
Actually, Betty, ¿cómo dirías eso en español?
Betty's en español.
How would you
Sorry,
say that
guys.
in English? That's what I meant to say.
We're already on a good page here.
What would you do? Get up and clean
Get
your
up
room.
and clean.
No, it's not the same.
No.
There's no.
Levántate y ponte a limpiar.
El tu, 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 the Spanish
Yes.
makes everything so dramatic.
We're very dramatic.
Oh my
Well,
God.
Today we have a lot to talk about, so let's get some energy here. We're going to express yourself with some little cafecito. We've got a triple shot today. So,
Triple?
triple sugar, triple. Qué
Shut,
rico.
shut. Oh my God, such a great beginning of the week having you.
Qué rico.
Arrogo.
Qué rico, qué rico. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the show. So today, we've had a very busy week, especially I want to give a shout out to one of our community Latinos.
Okay.
And it's a big congratulations to...
To me?
No.
Oh.
Marco Rubio.
Oh, yes. Congratulaciones,
Yes.
amigo. Marco Rubio.
Congratulations.
He's from Miami. He's one of us.
Yes, and he's just been elected to be the Secretary of State.
Good for
so
him.
Congratulations. He is a Cuban American. For you guys that don't know, his wife is actually Jeanette. She is Colombian. So we have some Latinos out there.
Yes, I love that. I love that. You know what? Regardless of which party you believe, it's just another achievement
For Latinos.
For Latinos. And I
Well,
love that.
And here's the best part. In his nomination, he got a unanimous appointment. So everybody voted for him. So
because he's Latino.
Because, so both sides. So he brought both parties together.
What?
Yeah, nobody voted against him. He
Like
brought,
Latinos like us.
we're uniters.
Like I bring the arroz and you bring the frijoles and we make rice and beans.
And we make it happen. So I'll tell you a little bit about Rubio. He is a Cuban American from Miami. After serving as city commissioner from West Miami in the 1990s. I remember his campaign, by the way.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I actually made phone calls for him when he was running for
You
commercial.
did not.
Yeah. Like,
Could you?
hi. ¿Podemos contar con su voto para Marco Rubio?
¿De verdad
Yes,
hiciste
I did
eso?
that. I made those phone calls. Yeah, in Miami. I don't know how I got roped into it. I think I did it for community service hours. But anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
and
you don't
he
ended
was.
up in Juvie.
Yes, exactly. He was elected to represent the 111th district in Florida House of Representatives in 2000,
Nice.
and subsequently was elected Speaker of the Florida House, and he served for 2 years in the beginning of November 2006. So he's had a pretty strong career.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
So
love that because
congratulations.
It's not just us cheering. How does it say cheering?
Yes.
To a Latino.
Yes.
It's just someone who is not. It's someone who is very prepared, well educated,
Yes.
is a hardworking person.
And he's in
And-
his 50s, and he looks good for being in his 50s, don't you think? He looks like a baby. He looks like, what's that? Tu cara de niño.
Y alma
alma
de
de
hombre, entre otras cosas.
So we are here
so
saying
happy.
congratulations to you, and we love hearing Latinos moving up and,
I know,
and
I
doing
love that.
wonderful things.
I personally, when I see a Hispanic
Yes.
person, okay, that it is achieving something that it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance
Yeah.
into like something big.
Yes.
Whether it's in the United States, whether it's in your own country, whatever is the case. But you are getting there, making me proud.
Congratulations.
Make us proud.
You
Rubio.
want to know who else I'm proud of? Another Cubana.
Me? Ah, no, Cubana. no.
La Doctora Polo. I was like, I've been literally
Caso
bombarded
cerrado.
by Caso Cerrado. I don't
I'm
know.
telling you,
It
girl.
like hit my algorithm, and like
Yep.
every other thing is like some weird off the wall Caso Cerrado case. But in honor of the Doctora Polo, who is also a Cuban American TV judge, I guess you could call her that, but she's also an attorney.
She is.
Yeah,
she's
the
not
legit
playing.
attorney.
She's not playing a lawyer. She actually is an attorney, even though that she is in the showbiz.
Yes. And let's go ahead and play her clip of La Doctora Polo, like one of the most interesting ones. You had one, so we're going to go ahead and include that one.
Yes.
So let's see which one's first.
If you're Latino, you're going to relate to this. And
Yes.
if you're not, you're still going to relate to this.
This is how we roll.
Mami, yo no puedo estar aquí.
Ven acá y no me digas mami más. No me digas mami que te vas a jugar con el martillo mío. Que no soy tu mami, ni fuera tu mami jamás en la vida.
Este es mi turno para hablar.
¡Habla!
Este es mi turno para hablar.
Los aparaticos virtuales esos hacían el amor y con eso tú te sentías satisfecha.
Sí, así nos tenemos los dos hijos que tenemos. Tenemos una familia, doctor, y aquí tengo el foto, ¿ok?
A ver, déjame ver la foto de familia.
She's going to show us her
Ay,
family.
santísimo Cristo. No
Okay,
She's
what-
cheating on him on Roblox.
What
Pero si son animalitos pero rudimentarios, Dios mío.
What are we talking about?
That's her
Yo-
family that she's been cheating on her husband with.
Is that
Y
Minecraft?
Rosita es una hija.
Roblox.
Viejo, ¿por qué no te
Look at this
rasuras
one.
allí?
Pues claro,
Y le digo yo, ¿pero para qué, vieja?
porque
¿Para qué?
tienes estado de
Pues
gorila,
para
todo
darte
peludo.
un cachuchazo.
Pause it, pause it, pause it.
Cachuchazo.
Pause it, pause it. So his wife is taking him to court because his bush is too out of control, and she keeps calling him a gorilla. So she sued him, and he's like, "Why do you want me to chop it down?" Yes. So watch this. This is
Now you
hilarious.
see why nobody
This
take care.
is why-
Nobody. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Cachuchazo. Digo, pues un buen mameluco. No, le digo, estás loca. ¿Tú de dónde sacaste eso?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Tony Matt?
Tony Mad. Mad.
No, Matt.
Mad.
M-A-T-T.
¿Y la gorra para qué la tienes?
Porque si me la quito, hay luz. Me la pongo, no hay luz. Y si me la quito, hay luz. Si me la pongo, no hay luz.
I love her response.
Porque
Oh my God, I
Y si le
get
doy
it
el martillo
now.
suena, y si no le doy no suena, y si le doy suena, y si no le doy no suena, y si le doy suena, y si no le doy no suena. Eso, ¿qué significa?
She is, first of all, she is when a
Oh
guy
my
called her
God.
mommy. She got up from
She
that
got it
freaking thing. He said,
freaking
"Call me
out.
mommy again. Call
It's
me
funny.
mommy again."
So it's
You're
funny
gonna taste my
because
hammer.
in United States and in other countries that don't speak Spanish, we have this reputation that everybody thinks that we call everybody papi and mommy,
Yeah,
which is true.
it's true. Yeah, we
Which
do.
is true. So but some Latinos, more than likely people that are older, they don't like to be called
No.
papi or mommy. That's
It's
very disrespectful. Which I
Yes.
believe it is. I
rem-
believe it is though.
I remember like being younger and like working in public, and especially in Miami, and they would call me jovencita. That was it was either señorita or jovencita.
Jovencita, señorita.
That was like, but I never called anybody, oye, viejito, or hey,
¿Sabes qué?
papi. Like, that's rude. Hey,
You know what's
rude.
funny? I was watching
What?
a show. I'm sure you've seen it at How to Catch a Smuggler for the airport. I don't know if you've seen it in National Geographic. Have you seen those? So it's funny because the word, that we use chica in chico.
Yeah.
Right? Guess what?
What?
In Spain, chico and chica is very offensive. I didn't know until I saw the episode. I'm like, and I did my
chico,
research.
really?
Chico, I didn't know that. So the guy that was put to the side in the little room for a second investigation or second checkpoint,
Yeah.
the lady from immigration said, hey, you know what? Just move here. And the guy said, okay, chica. Like, do not. Guess what? Because he said chica, and in Spain is very offensive. He was put in handcuff while they were doing the revision of his suitcase.
No way.
So you better don't say chica.
You got to be careful with what you say. And speaking of what you say, have you seen the one that you gave us? Let's go ahead and roll that clip with the Doctora Polo arguing with the teenager that
Yes.
did not want to speak Spanish on her show.
I know.
And she wasn't having it.
Play it.
Buenas tardes.
Hello. Good afternoon.
No, ningún afternoon ni ningún hello. No, ninguno. Aquí tú hablas español. Aquí se habla español.
But I don't-
Aquí nosotros no ponemos
I
letreritos.
don't feel
Y tú
comfortable
te llamas
talking in
Luna.
Spanish. Yes.
Your name is not Moon. Okay.
Moon.
Well, it sounds prettier in Luna.
Así que,
Luna.
Luna. Y me hablas español aquí. Háblame español. Me hablas español.
I don't feel comfortable talking
Escúchame,
in
si no hablas
Spanish.
español, te
Oh,
vas.
you
Así que
speak Spanish.
habla español.
I love it.
Si no hablas español, en la próxima palabra te largas. ¿Me entendiste? Si no hablas español, te largas.
Sí, señora.
Qué bueno.
Ajá,
Habla español. Buenas tardes.
Pendeja.
Hello.
All of a sudden,
telling
all of a
you.
sudden, she knew how to speak Spanish. You
And she
don't
even had an
mess with-
accent.
She's like,
Sí, señora.
I don't feel
Porque yo
comfortable
soy
speaking
colombiana.
Spanish.
Mira.
And she's like, no.
First of all, let's
Your name is Luna, not Moon.
Let's take this apart.
Yes.
So you're going to a TV show who's in Spanish,
Yes.
and they're gonna talk about a topic, and you're being called in because you are being disrespectful for your to your parents. And you walked into a judge room, even though there's a TV show.
And you're going to keep being
and
disrespectful.
You keep being disrespectful.
Not going to happen. If your mom hasn't yelled at you, the judge is going to.
And
So
she's not gonna
And
just
she-
yell at you.
Yeah,
Martillazo.
she basically said, you either speak
Boom.
Spanish or you see your way out of here.
Yo sí, out of here. Que fuerte.
So.
Let me tell you something.
That was pretty strong.
Now, applying that in your life, have
Yes.
you ever had someone, which I'm sure you have, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you my story.
Okay.
Have you had somebody tell you, don't talk to me in Spanish?
Yes.
That is bilingual, but
Yes.
I'd rather just English only.
Yes. When I lived in Mexico, when I lived in San Antonio, we had a big Mexican American generation that was living there. And they are obviously very Hispanic, and we have a way about us that you could tell we're Hispanic,
Yeah.
And so coming from Miami, immediately our default is we see another Spanish person and we start talking Spanish. We don't even pretend.
Automatically.
We're not like, hello, how may I help you? When they're going to be like, hablas español. You just cut through that and you just go, hola, ¿cómo está? And there you go. So I was somewhere, I was at a store, and the cashier obviously she had a Mexican name. She looks Mexican. She was very Spanish looking. And then I started talking to her in Spanish, like, hola, ¿cómo está? She's like, with her broken English, no less. Because you could tell it wasn't even
way.
And she's like, excuse me, you speak English here.
Ridícula.
And I was like, I'm like, okay, well, then if we're going to talk
Ridícula.
English, that's fine. But I was trying not to be rude.
But
Yeah, she got insulted. She was offended that I started talking to her in Spanish because she looked Hispanic. And she was Hispanic, apparently, but didn't want to say that.
My case was exactly the same. So I
What
was
happened?
working at Starbucks. Okay.
Yeah.
When I moved to this country about 8 years ago, so my first job was Starbucks, which is a year after I moved here. So I'm still very intimidated, very, very, like skittish of everything, because everything is new.
You cling to Spanish because it's comfortable.
Of course.
And if you have the opportunity to talk Spanish, then yes.
In this particular case that I'll mention, I didn't start speaking Spanish just because I think you're Spanish and you only speak Spanish. No, because it's me. I'd rather speak Spanish because it's better for me. So it's nothing to do with you. Whatever is your trauma, but it's for me. So that guy just come right into, I was checking him out, and then the guy said, no, this is United States. You're going to talk English to me. And I'm like,
Did he say it
freshly new? I'm like, oh my God, I want to cry.
Did he say it to you in like a broken English?
Broken, heavily broken.
Yeah.
I don't know if
those
he
are the
was-
worst sometimes.
I don't know. He was a guy from Argentina. I don't know who it was. It was not from the islands, though.
Yeah.
Somewhere there. But no matter what, I was shocked.
Yeah.
Because you
don't
sounded
realize it.
more Hispanic than a Mexican taco. And then you just want me to speak English.
And it's weird. It's shocking
Isn't that
too.
weird?
It's shocking because they embarrass you when they do that.
It's
But I've had the
embarrassing.
opposite too. I've had people like if I'm automatically okay. You got to remember, like when I learned English, I didn't learn English till after I was like 6 years old. So my very first language for 6 years of my life was Spanish. And I would say like then I started learning English because obviously I knew some words and I knew the alphabet and stuff like that because I would watch Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But that was the only two shows that I would see in English. Everything else in my life was Spanish. And everybody I lived with was Spanish. And my whole neighborhood was Spanish. And you went to the grocery store and it was Spanish. It's Spanish. Everything was Spanish.
Everything.
Even though, I was born here in America.
Yeah.
But I lived in Little Havana. So that was just how it was. So by the time I really started to understand English, like fully master English, I would say I was probably around 7 or 8. So you're thinking about, I'm like, I have like an 8-year gap of being completely one language and then going to bilingual. And then I also realized that because I lived in a very heavy, Cuban American community, when you did learn English, we spoke Spanglish. So we spoke half of it English, half of it Spanish. And then when I would say some words, I learned that I was saying them wrong, and I had no idea because when I said it in Miami, it was fine. So, and this happened to me when I went again in Texas. So I go to the store and I call my mom like, oh, I don't feel good. I'm so sick. Blah, blah, blah. And this is like, I'm like 19 years old. First time I ever like leave my house on my own, you know? And she's like, yeah, go to the pharmacy and go get yourself some Vicks. She goes, go get yourself some NyQuil
y Viva Peru.
and Viva Peru. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I go to like the Walgreens, or I think at the time it was like Eckerd Drugs back then. And I go in there and I'm like, I couldn't find this stuff. I mean, this is stuff my mom got for me all the time. I had no idea. You're like, where do I find this stuff? So I go up to the lady and I'm like, hey, do you guys have Viva Peru? And she looked at me. And she was Spanish too, but she had like she was like, you know, she had like the thing of like don't talk to me in Spanish thing.
Yeah.
And she's like, excuse me, and I go, you know, Viva Peru, and she goes, excuse me, and I said, you know the stuff you get and you rub it on your chest when you're sick, and then it makes you feel better.
But you by that time you already knew that she's
I'm
just
like,
being difficult.
You're just
with
being
you.
difficult, right? You know what I'm talking about. And she goes, oh, do you mean Vicks Vapor Rub? I'm like, is that what it said? And then I looked at the thing. I'm like, coño.
Betty.
I'm like, I can't even get mad at you because you're right.
Betty, the first time that I heard it correctly came out from your mouth when I moved here. The first time ever.
Vicks Vapor Rub.
Nunca. I never in my life back in Honduras, I stopped myself for a second just to read that. You just memorize how it sounds. Big Vaporu. Or in my case, Vicks.
Oh, yeah, no. We just said Viva Peru for everything.
No, Vicks.
Vicks.
We say Vicks.
Like
Ponte un poquito de Vicks en la cara.
Vicks. And that was like one of the things. I also learned that I said eyebrows, brows incorrectly. And I got wrecked for that one.
For real?
But that was for like, yeah, that was actually Americans that were like, what do you say? I said, you know, the eyebrow. I used to call them eyebrows. Like brows, like eyebrows. And she's like, no, it's not an eyebrows. It's an eyebrow. So I had to learn how to say eyebrows. And I'm like, I was so
if you
embarrassed.
have like Papa on la boca.
Papa on la boca.
Papa on la boca.
Eyebrow.
Oh my God. Oh yes, that's the one that we just played. I was gonna tell you. Oh my God, I found one of Doctora Polo. That's the one that we just played. What
when
the
she
hell?
does that,
Oh
Papa
my
on la
God.
boca. But yeah, it was very interesting, and it's funny because I have a very high tolerance for everybody's accent because I know how hard
you do.
it is.
It is.
And I try to like decipher what they're saying, even like you know what I mean. Like if they're not saying it 100%, I'm okay with that because they're trying. They're really trying to like say it the right way, but they don't mean to. It's hard when you know two languages. It's hard when especially if you come here being older and learning.
In my case,
later.
That's what I'm saying. Like in my case, that I came here later.
You're gonna have a thicker accent than I do. And then I have to catch myself because I do default to Spanglish a lot. My husband told me that the other day, and I didn't even realize it. He's like, you know, you speak half the time with Fausto in Spanish.
Oh my God.
I was like, what? No way.
Listen to this.
What?
I type some emails in Spanglish, even though it's not professional, to people that I know.
Yeah.
Like with Joanna or with other clients that I have that I speak in Spanish. No bilingual. I have a connection.
Yeah.
I go back and forth, even in emails. It's just impossible.
It comes out. It's hard.
Well, I just want to share something real quick. I want us to shout out.
Tell me.
We had a painting classes.
We did.
Isn't it nice? Did you have fun?
Oh, I did. So for you guys to know that we had a little get together at my house and we invited some friends. And we had Kellyanne that came, and she was she's done this before. Like we'll have like different like paint classes. And she comes and sets up everything. And we did the Tree of Life. And Fausto came over and we all hung out and had snacks and painted. And it was a Valentine's Day
It was
theme.
a great time.
So.
If you have friends or family that you don't know what to do, I suggest just look about somebody who do painting classes.
Yes.
They come to your house and then they arrange everything. Believe it or not, it's amazing time. It is not expensive, and
we
it's
have
really
a
good.
great time. And she does help us with the whole time. And we were laughing and making fun of each other's things. And we did the Tree of Life, so we'll see how it comes up. You know what? Maybe next episode, when we get them back, then we'll show you guys what we created. So
Yes, you will see my Tree of Life.
So cool. But I can't believe this already. We've already went over 30 minutes.
What?
Just chit-chatting. Yes. So
We need a 3-hour show.
I know.
But
we
in
need
the TV.
A special. With,
But in the
with
TV.
a gown
With a gown.
and a tuxedo.
And dance people to open our show. And a card that we raffle
Like
at the end.
like Tropicana dancers with the feathers. Or Zumba.
Like a Tropicana
Zumba.
thing.
Zumba.
Oh my God. That'll be nice. But that's our goal.
Yeah.
We're going to be
Let's talk to
hosting
production and see if we can
production.
have something like that.
Let's just host the Oscars in the future, you and I.
Let's just make up our own. We'll call it El Chisme del Chisme.
Amiga, gracias for
All
having me
right.
again.
No problem. But before we go, you want to...
Muévelo.
You
Muévelo. Shake it, Betty. Shake it, shake it.
Dale, 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 dale. Pa' abajo,
Pa' abajo, pa' abajo, pa' arriba, pa' arriba.